One. Thank you, Mr. Ward, for that introduction. As you guys know, my name is Wardy Ward, and I'm the host of this podcast. If this is your first time listening, please hit that like, subscribe, or follow button. We really appreciate that, and it helps us out. On this particular episode of What's Up with Ward, the podcast, we are ecstatic to talk to vocal royalty today. We have the singing group known as Ingram Street, featuring the brothers Woody and Miguel here today. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. How you guys doing today?
Good, man. Thanks for having us. What's
Oh,
up, Ward? Thanks for having us on, man.
man, we're glad to have you too. So, before we get started, I just want to know a little background about you guys and tell me a little bit about where you guys are from, where you're living at, and if you do anything else besides singing.
We're from Columbus, Ohio. That's where we're from, born and raised. That's where we currently live. And so we've been doing music since we were little kids, since ages of 4 and 6.
Wow, you have been doing it that? Okay,
Yeah.
who's the oldest? Okay,
Well, the oldest. Yeah.
all right,
He
man.
thinks
Yeah,
he's the oldest, but I'm really the oldest. He tries to be.
yeah, yeah. Okay. So y'all been doing it since 4 and 6, man. What
Mhm.
was the uh, interest? How'd you get involved with singing at such a young age?
It just happened. Like I guess our parents, because they just played music all the time around the house, and we just listened to a lot of music. Especially my father. He was a record collector, and he just always blasted music, and that's how we were influenced. So we listened to his music, and then we started listening to the radio, and started getting our own influences, and we just took it from there. And my dad, he's a singer. He was a singer too. So, and my mom, even though she didn't sing, but a lot of people on her side of the family, they played instruments. They were in bands. So it's almost like we couldn't help but be, music. It was
Yes.
just all around us.
Yeah, yeah. So, at what point did you guys say, let's just start our own thing, just you two? Where did that come from?
Oh, it's a long story. So yeah, that's a really. I'm going to start this story off, and I'm going to just pass it on to him and let him finish it out. But actually, we have 3 sisters, right? So when we were kids, we had a family singing group, and so our dad he took real interest in us, and he would have us perform for his family and his coworkers and all of that. So he just took us around, and we just became so used to performing in front of people. And we
Yeah.
would even sometimes have because there was a lot of kids in our neighborhood growing up, and he would even have people, like all the kids in the neighborhood come and into our basement and watch us perform. And we would
Wow.
do that. So that was our beginnings of performing. Man, like we just went through the years of just having different groups. Like we were always creating groups.
Yeah.
My brother, he was in a rap group, and then we had different singing groups. And then we progressed to the point where we were in a group called Up the Par. It's five
Okay.
of us.
Oh, okay.
We were all best friends.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, 2 of the members ended up passing away.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Um, the other member that was still with us, he wanted to do more behind the scenes, so he actually produces a lot of our music today. Yeah, so we still work with the third member,
Okay.
even now. But even though like when it was just us two, we decided to rebrand as Ingram Street.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering, was it any more members of the group? Because you know how Destiny's Child started out with this many people, then you see unsung, it's like some other people. I just wondered who else is going to come out. So I didn't know if anybody was going to be there. So now, since you guys been doing this, what's the goal? Are you guys trying to do this, make your main income just singing, or do you have 9 to 5s too? Or
Yeah, we do. I mean, just being transparent. So we do other, things too because we do our music, but and we do, have income coming in from it. But it's not to the point where we're like, okay, this is all we can do, and that's it. So we would love to be to the point where this is all we can do, and that's it.
okay, okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's the goal, man. We write songs. We've worked on other things like cartoons. We worked on a cartoon project, doing the theme song for a cartoon. We've
okay,
worked with other artists, so we're looking at different avenues within entertainment because there's a lot of things that we can do. Not even in addition to writing songs, we write stories. So I mean, there's like a lot there that we can work from. But yeah, the ultimate goal is to do what we love to do as our main income. So
yes, yes,
it's time
okay.
to build up to that point.
Hmm. So, how did this affect you guys when COVID went? Because I know that changed a lot for everybody, kind of slowed everything down. So, how did it affect you guys, if at all?
Oh, it did. It affected us big time because when we were releasing our album Paint the Town, which is our current album, when we were gearing up for that, we had a big release show that we are going to do in Columbus at the Museum of Art downtown. But as soon, right when we were going to have the show, which was March of 2020. That's
Okay.
A couple of weeks before that. Yeah, is when we had they started shutting everything down. And we had things lined up. We were going to be on our local television station.
Yeah.
We had an interview there. We had an interview on PBS. That still ended up airing because we actually did a performance on that. So that ended up airing, but as far as the actual release concert for the CD, that got shut down.
Oh man.
So then it was like, man, well, what do we do? What are we gonna do? But it's like the thing with, and I know you probably, when you look back on when we first had the news of it hitting, and how that was unprecedented, right? We never experienced anything
like that
prior to it. That was the bigger picture of safety. It was like we were crushed about, not being able to put our album out. But then again, we were just like, okay, we just got to figure out how to survive this, first and foremost. And that everybody, our family, our loved ones, everybody's safe through it. And so then you got to remember at the time when COVID came out, there wasn't a vaccine. Nobody knew how long it was going to last.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, not only were we affected, but from the bigger picture, you saw sports getting affected.
Oh yeah, it was crazy.
Like the NCAA tournament got canceled. Like when is that? NBA, they had to finish the season in a bubble.
Right. Yes.
So we're kind of looking and seeing how other artists are going to navigate the situation, because people still need to hear music.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So we were just kind of like on standby, and then we saw Versus came out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we started doing online, shows, and they started just creating different ways to get their music out. Then you had for a while, DJ Cassidy did the pass the mic. He had passed the mic.
Oh yeah. Pass the mic. Yep.
Yeah, he brought the old school back, and everybody was, so people were creative. They got really creative in helping us get through it, which we really appreciate. So we ended up filming three music videos that summer during the pandemic.
3?
Yeah, we ended up filming 3. Paint the Town, Friend Zone, and Keeping It Special. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So we ended up just changing the marketing. We ended up doing Friend Zone as the first single. We had a video.
Yeah. I saw that. Yeah.
Now we just released the remix to it, and that's going to be last week. And that's going to be our new album, Streetlights, which is a remix project.
Okay. Yeah. So tell me the background or the Friend Zone. What's it about? What y'all wrote this show, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I know what it is, but tell me what was y'all process? What was y'all?
Man, well, we were trying to think of things that appealed to people, and all the time on social media and messages and people talking in chats, everybody's always talking about getting friends in it.
Right.
That was like a big topic. So one idea I had, because I'm a big Marvin Gaye fan.
Yeah.
So like going through his catalog, 2 of his favorite songs, Heard It Through the Grapevine and Ain't That Peculiar. Like those are fast and happy songs, right? But when you sit down and you listen to lyrics to the see what the words are saying, Marvin Gaye is getting played in both songs.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what? It'd be cool if we wrote a song and kind of did that same thing. Like it's a happy, upbeat song, but really in the song, we're kind of getting rejected by the girl.
Yeah.
That's how the Friend Zone concept came up.
Okay. Yeah, that's a hot topic right now, since the relationship guy who died, Kevin Samuels, he was really getting all that, really going there. So
oh, man,
yeah. So when I was listening to the song, I was thinking, what are they talking about too? Like about paying for meals and things and all that stuff. Was all that included in there too, or?
Well, whatever the experience of the person is, because in the beginning it talks about how we started out so cool. Every night we're on the phone talking,
Right.
things like that. So at some point, the girl decides, yeah, I don't want to go further with it. When everything was going good, then all of a sudden you think you're making progress, and next thing you know, yeah, I only see you as a friend.
Yeah.
The rest of the song, we try to figure out how to get out of it. But you notice, it's still at the end, it still leaves you to, it's not the conclusion of the story.
Yes.
At the end of the song, it ends with, how can I get out of the friend zone?
Mm-hmm.
Still like that to be continued.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's gonna be a part 2 to that one.
Right. You never know. Part 2 might be on its way.
Yeah. So, what's a typical day like for you guys when you're in the process of writing an album? How much time do you have to put in there, or is it like late night at the studios, like they do on TV, like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning? Or yeah, because I know Woody. I think you're an insurance agent or something too, aren't you?
Yep, I do
Yeah,
insurance.
I do that too. So yeah, I got a little.
So do I. So does he?
Oh, you do it too?
Just do different. Yeah, I do life. He does commercial. I do commercial insurance.
Okay, yeah. I don't even use my license. I just wanted to take the test and I got it, and I got accident health and some other stuff. I don't even use it, man. It was a free license, so I took it. But yeah,
Cool.
so what's the day like for you guys when you're trying to juggle, uh, that home work life balance and other obligations I know you guys have? How do you get in the studio and still make a hit?
That's a great question. We thanked our engineer. We have an engineer who's pretty flexible. So when we go in the studio, it's like we work out our schedule with them to see when they can record us. And like you said, it's not typical hours. So
Right, yeah.
we have to do later. We're not in the studio anymore in the AMs. Like we used to be back in the day. We used to be in the studio till 2 in the morning
Yeah.
recording. But we can't do that anymore because, like you said, we're older now. We have other obligations. Like that's when we were teenagers. We didn't have any other obligations. But now that we do, we still have to. We're not on prime time like during the day, but we do have some some unique hours that we make work. But two, I think when you record it so long, a lot of things kind of come natural. You don't have to go in there and spend hours and hours because now there's different ways that you can record yourself. You can flush out ideas. So we usually have a lot of our ideas flushed out before we even go to the studio. So, but that's true. Sometimes what happens is when you get to the studio and then you lay it down, it doesn't always come out the way you thought. So sometimes you have to go back and tweak things.
Right.
Yeah. We're listening to it over and over. You're right. And you're fine tooth combing things because you want it to be the best it possibly can be, for public consumption. And because you're being critical, your ears to become dull, and even the engineers sometimes they're like, okay, this is cool, and then we go back and play it in the car, back and play it, or you give it some time to marinate, and you go back and listen to it, and you're like, well, this don't really sound. Yeah, like, how did we let this pass? As we thought it did. We got to go back and fix that part and this part.
Right. Yeah.
But it's funny, like as far as creatively, how the albums always come together. A lot of times we're just writing songs just for the sake of writing songs, and then
yeah.
Next thing you know, we come up with a concept, of what we want the album to be. Sometimes the songs we've written might not fit the concept.
Oh, okay.
All of a sudden now, what we want is taking a whole new direction. So now let's write songs specifically to fit this concept.
Okay.
To make other songs that we've already written, right? So then it kind of fills out on the songs.
I see. So, and then you have to put the song within a certain time frame too. Was it like 3 to 4 minutes you got to make the song?
Well, yeah, usually for radio, for radio of that nature. But we have sometimes we have like album songs. Like for example, on our last project in Paint the Town, we have a song called "Hold On," and it's really good because it was timely because my brother wrote that song, and then the pandemic happened, and we know that the pandemic, it caused people to be isolated. People got depressed, and rightfully so. But it's a positive song saying, like, no matter what you're dealing with, hold on because things will get better. But because of the gravity of that song, it's not your typical 3 to 4 minutes. So how long is that song?
That song's like 6 minutes.
It's like 6 minutes.
Wow.
But and it's towards the end of the album. But that's how, if you think about it though, like back in the day, if you think about like the groups that made albums and they like only had like 6 songs on the album because the songs were so long.
Yeah, you're right.
Back
Yep.
then.
Yep. I remember that.
Like Isaac Hayes.
His
songs
songs
would be like 10
10
minutes.
minute songs, and that's why they only had 4 songs per album. But then also too, like the Isley Brothers, they'd have a part 1 and a part 2 on the album, but then
Mhm.
you know, this is a shorter version.
Yeah.
It just depends. Like if we have to shorten a song because we're specifically marketing that song as a single, then we'll do that later. But we kind of go with the feeling of how long is it going to take us to really get in this song? What do we want the listener to feel?
Yes.
If it takes 3 minutes to feel it or 6, then that's what determines how long it's going to be.
Okay.
Makes sense.
You guys both sing the same parts, like tenor, alto.
Yeah, we're probably
Yeah, second tenor.
But he's higher than me. Like his range, like from the high side, he can go higher. Like we're both. People consider us both to be higher voices, but he's higher than me. He hit them high notes.
Okay. Yeah.
But then really, then the two depends who sings what. As far as getting the how we want the song delivered. Like what voice is going to best complement the way we want the song delivered.
Yeah.
The song we just had, and the part I wrote, I didn't feel like my voice gave it what it needed. So I made him sing.
Okay.
It's actually a title song. It's a song we put. So the album's called Streetlights because this one that we're coming out with, because it's primarily remixes of past songs that we recorded on past albums, but we call it Streetlights because our name is Ingram Street, and then all the remixes are putting our songs in a new light. So Streetlights.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. Nice.
So we decided, since we were coming out with a remix album, we're going to put some brand new songs on this album too. And so we didn't have a title song called Streetlights when we came up with the concept. So we wrote a song called Streetlights, and that's the song he's talking about, where it started off me singing the first verse, and then he sang the second verse, and then he was like in the studio, I want you to sing the second verse too. So I was like, I'll try it. So that's, we kind of.
Yeah.
And after he sang the second verse, he loved singing the second
verse.
There you go.
I thought you loved me singing the second verse.
I did.
That's why I had you sing. Either way, so what people are probably going to hear is me singing pretty much the lead on the title song.
Yeah. Who would you say y'all sounded similar like? If anybody.
That's a tough one. That is so tough.
You know why? There's not any. There isn't any brother duos.
Yeah. Well, let me
the
think.
last one I can think of is Casey and JoJo, and we had to.
Excuse me. Go ahead.
We had others, but they're the last ones that we can think of, and like our sound is.
Yeah.
Different from theirs.
Yeah. That's interesting. I didn't even think about no other duo. Yeah. Yeah. Well, Jodeci. What they? But it's been a while. Yeah. Okay. Did you guys ever think about adding a female to the group?
No, but we try to incorporate different. Like sometimes if a track, like this would sound good. We had a woman on it. Like we've had some tracks like that before.
Okay.
Yeah, because like on our last album, Escapism, the one prior to this current one, on the title song Escapism, there's a group out of Cincinnati. It's a group of females called Elements of Music. We use them on that song, and then we have another song called Euphoria where we use the female vocalist in Columbus called, her name is Rakia. So we do incorporate female voices within our music because it gives it a different feel and another layer to add that we can't always give the song. Depending on what we're looking for.
Yeah. When you guys remixed the Friend Zone, how did you hook up with DJ Soul Child? Did you know him?
No. So what happened? That's a great question. So what happened was, like, I'm always, as a record, I still collect vinyl even in 2022. I love physical, even in the digital world. But the way that I find my music is always on the internet first. Like, because I don't rely on the radio today, because radio only plays. I'm talking about mainstream radio. They only play a certain amount of songs, and they rotate those same songs.
So I go on websites such as Soul Bounce and Soul Tracks, which Soul Tracks has given us Ingram Street a lot of covers. We shout out to Soul Tracks. Also, I Got Soul. There's plenty of websites you can go to find out what's hot, musically, right? Yeah. So I was on one of those websites and I found a remix by DJ Soul Child for Silk Sonic, Smoking Out the Window. And so then I checked out his other remixes. He has one with Chris Brown for Fine China. He has one with Charlie Wilson, one with Joe. And every remix I heard by him, I loved it. So I was like, I always told my brother when we finished the Friend Zone originally, I was like, I have an idea for a remix, and this is what I want, but we need to find someone who can make it happen. So I reached out to DJ Soul Child on social media. Okay. And I was like, we love your remixes. Could you remix one of our songs? And he came back and was like, I've been following you guys for 2 years now.
Wow.
Into you guys' music, and I'm very impressed. So I would love that opportunity. So that's how we met. So I was taken away, like, you know who we are.
Yeah, nice.
So it was really tight. Like, I'm so thankful to, get the opportunity to work with him because he hooked the song up more than my expectations. He exceeded them,
Yeah.
He just took it to another level. So we are really thankful to have him on board with this new project.
So you didn't have to go to the studio or nothing. You just give it to him and he does his work and send it back.
Yes, but here's the thing though. I do want to tell you that with some of the remixes, we actually, I guess only one really, we did go back and re-record some of our vocals. Not for Friend Zone, but we did go back and redo some vocals and, to make one.
Yeah. We did have to go back and change a few of them. So, but on Friend Zone,
we didn't have to do anything extra. He just took it and
did his thing.
Okay.
And speaking of which, this week, which we found out today, the Friend Zone DJ Soul Child remix is number 3 on UK Amazon R&B digital singles.
Man.
Yep.
Yes.
We just brought it out on Friday.
Wow.
So I'm really excited about that.
Okay. You guys are all national now, all around the world.
Yes.
Man. So y'all got 3 albums out? Is that it? 3 on your belt so far?
2, and then this forthcoming one that's not yet. We'll make 3.
Good. So what's next for you guys? What do you guys want to do? I know you got the virtual concert coming up. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, definitely got to plug the virtual concert. It's Sunday, August 21st. We will be, it's online only. We will be performing. We will also have a special guest, the legendary Mr. Philip Ingram of Switch.
Yes.
So that is, tickets are still available. Of course, because it's virtual, there's no limit. So we want everybody to check out the show.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Website, www.ingramstreetmusic.com, and then you can purchase a ticket. It's going to take you to Crowdcast. That is a platform in which the concert is going to air.
Okay.
So that'll be 7 p.m. Eastern on Sunday, August 21st.
Okay, that's coming up quick.
It's going to be a great time.
That's coming up quick. Now, is Philip singing with you guys? He's going to be just doing his own thing, or?
He's going to be doing his own thing, and it might be some surprises. There's going to be some surprises, but yeah, it'll be a concert where we are going to have a showcase for Ingram Street, and Philip is going to do a showcase as well. So.
Okay. Now, how's he related to you guys? Is he?
We don't know. We don't know for sure, but there's
possibly.
Yeah, it's so many possibilities. It's not real. It's unreal. We're just so thankful to have him aboard of the project because I think we have been talking about doing something together for a long time, and because he's from Akron, right, and so we're from Columbus, so that's only like 2 hours up the highway.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're all from Ohio, and we were actually talking about working on something before the pandemic, but again, the pandemic happened. So since he's out in LA and his team is out there and we're over here, we just thought it'd be best to start off doing something virtual. So that's why we came up with this concept.
Mm-hmm.
We're happy to have him.
Yes. Again, we're speaking with the music group known as Ingram Street. For those of you who just joined in or maybe listening, I know that you guys had also visited the It was a festival you went to, the Black Music Honor Show. Who went to
Yeah.
that? Both of you guys went to that?
No, it was just me.
How was that? I had never heard about that. How was it? And who
It
all did
was
you meet?
excellent. Like again, this was like the first year they had it since the pandemic, I think. But before the pandemic, they were having it down in Nashville. And the
Okay.
first year I went. It was me and my sister that went. We went to Nashville because we have family there too, and we went to the Black Music Honors. And that year they honored the Jacksons, Jody Watley,
Mm,
Slick Rick, I think, and Dougie Fresh. It was a really good show, and they did a tribute to Donny Hathaway and Shanice. It was
okay.
Tony Terry. I'm sorry, Donny Hathaway and Roberta Flack, and Tony Terry and Shanice did that tribute. So it was a really good show. When we go to see it, they tape it live, so you're in the audience while they're live taping it for TV. And they air it on Bounce TV. I really wish it would be on like BET or a bigger platform.
Yeah.
So this year, I found out that they were having it again live, and this time in Atlanta. So I went, and it was excellent again. Like this year was the Whispers that were tributed, Karen White,
Yeah.
Terry Hilson, Mary, Drew Hill.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, even more than that, it's just a really amazing show. And so I got to go again, and I got to meet someone. Oh, I met PJ Morton. He was there. He did a tribute to Marvin Gaye. He's part of Maroon 5, the pop group, but he has his own album. And everybody was cool. It was just a great experience to be around so much talent and greatness.
Yeah. Now, when you guys do your upcoming show, how do you feel about doing that? Is it nervous energy to do that, or is it just second nature to just get out there and just go?
Oh, it's always nervous energy. Absolutely. But once you get out there and you get into it, man, it just comes natural.
Wow.
It goes by so fast. Like next thing, you just enjoy the moment. Next thing you know, you at the last song. Get the last song. It's like, where the go? It's the end of the night. But I think for me, it's like it takes me till about the second or third song.
Okay.
Then I get into a zone, and then, like you said, it's like it goes by like that, and it's over.
Mm-hmm.
You're on such a high because you're performing and you're getting to sing and you get that energy on stage. And
right.
The band and all of that goodness that comes along with it. It's nothing.
When you're doing it virtually, is that different for you? Is it not the same? Or you not getting that vibe, or is it going to be somebody in the audience there?
So when it's virtual, it's a little bit different because you don't have the audience to feed off of.
Mm-hmm.
Right there in front of you, and you're trying to make sure that everything is perfect on video. Whereas more so when you're live, a lot of times, you're feeding off the audience. You might even improvise something that you didn't even do during rehearsal, and it just comes out.
Yes.
A lot of times, virtually, you're just trying to make sure that you get it the way that you rehearse.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably like the biggest difference. But still give that same energy as if there were some people in front of you. You know what I mean? Like you got to really bring it because you don't have that audience in front of you to feed off. So since people are going to be watching it on their devices or in the comfort of their home, we still have to give them that experience as if we were right there in front of them.
Absolutely.
So there's no cuts and no cuts, none of that. It's the same energy that you would get at an Ingram Street show if you were really in front of them.
How many times do you run through the show before you feel like, yeah, this is it? This is it.
Oh, you just rehearse with the band. You rehearse by yourself. You rehearse by yourself. Just rehearse.
Yeah.
You rehearse with the background singers. Yeah, you just keep doing it, man.
Yeah. So it's probably until it's over, then you can relax. Okay, I've done it. Yeah. Okay. I saw you with a 702 too. The group, I used to love them back in the days.
Yeah.
They still got it?
They still got it, man. So my cousin, Corey Taylor, is actually their manager.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. He used to manage SWV as well.
Okay.
He actually helped
produced their reality show, SWV Reunited.
He was actually on that show.
Yeah, he was on it as well. I believe, wasn't he on? He's been on a few other shows too.
Yeah, he has. Yeah,
So,
he's pretty well respected in the industry as a manager. Because he's worked with a lot of different people in the industry.
Wow, yeah.
You know,
Small
artists.
world. Small world. All right. Well, guys, we're at the second part of the show. Before we wrap it up, I want to play a little quick game with you guys. It's called Getting to Know You Rapid Fire. Just going to ask you some random questions, and you just give me your answer. I saw on your page this one, so I really want to know who you think. In this versus battle, who do you have? Michael Jackson or Chris Brown?
Michael Jackson.
No
Michael
doubt.
Jackson, all day.
I think today's generation, they love Chris Brown, and I'm like,
He's good.
Hey, you know what, man? Chris
is
Brown,
amazing.
Chris Brown he's very talented. He's amazing. I love his energy. He brings energy every time.
yes,
His answer is great. I mean, I don't have nothing negative to say about him.
okay.
It's just when you're trying to compare him to Michael Jackson, it's like, nah, you can't.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not a fair comparison.
Right, yeah. Very
Chris
few
Brown
people
is
can
his
do it.
own right. He's an amazing artist.
Yeah, definitely. I always heard you don't do Luther and you don't do Michael. Maybe we can add Whitney too. I don't know. Maybe.
I added to it.
I'd have to throw Prince in there too.
Oh yeah, definitely Prince. Yeah. Who do you guys think that are some good singers besides yourself? Who would you like? Who would you listen to?
Bruno Mars. I like her. I like. Is it old school, new school, or just?
Or just everything. I mean, you guys seem to have a pretty good range here.
Man, there's so many.
I didn't know.
Even though he's working with us, I say Switch and Philip Ingram, DeBarge, Stevie Wonder, Aretha Franklin.
I already mentioned Marvin.
Lauren
Right.
Hill. Aretha. I already said this.
Yeah.
Uh,
Are any of the new artists on your guys' radar, like Ellie Mae or anything? Or
Oh yeah, I like Ella Mai. She's dope. And so
Yeah,
it's like I said, her. I like her,
Tight.
and I like Daniel Caesar.
Yeah.
I got to give props to PJ Morton.
PJ Morton, yeah, obviously.
Yeah. I still like Babyface too. He's been around for a minute, and he's from Indiana where I'm at, and he comes to town every now and then. So he's still doing his thing too. So I like him.
Yeah, but Babyface
Well,
is awesome.
he's another person that's we're not only are we heavily influenced by his singing, but his songwriting and production. Like he's just on point. Like he's wrote hit after hit. Like how do you even fathom all the hits that him and Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis have?
I know, right? Yeah, that's
Mhm.
true. If you guys were to go on tour and you could pick two groups to travel with you, who would you take? Anybody. Two groups. And I know people.
With Maroon 5.
Okay. Yep.
I would say Silk Sonic.
Yeah. Okay. I know that was a tough one there, but let me ask you this. Despite this guy's raunchy music sometimes, what do you think about R. Kelly as a singer?
I think he's great. He's got R. Kelly can mimic anybody.
Yeah, he can. Yeah.
So like he knows how to. There's a song that he it sounds like he had wrote it for Michael Jackson.
Which one was that?
Doing the Love Letter album.
You're Not Alone.
Not that one.
No, because he really did.
He actually did write that one for Michael. Michael brought it out. This one is on R. Kelly's album.
Oh.
It's called "I'm Not Feeling the Love."
Oh, I'm not feeling the love. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Let me write that
It
one down. I didn't
sounds
hear that
like
one.
the way he sings it. It sounds like he wrote it for Michael.
Mm.
But I mean, he wrote. It was "Fortunate" by Maxwell.
He wrote that?
Yeah.
Wow.
My name is Charlie Wilson.
Yeah.
That was R. Kelly.
I had no idea. Man.
Yeah, and like you said, we don't condone anything in his personal life, but
Oh no.
when you just look at the artistry alone,
Absolutely. Yeah.
and the talent that he's tremendously talented. That's just a sad situation.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's unfortunate that he had to go down like that, man. And unfortunately, sometimes people's demons
Yeah.
get the best of them, especially when you put them in a position of power.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
now they can just access whatever they want.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know, the demons can easily get out of control if they don't have right people in their corner to
Exactly.
check them. Going too far left. You know, they just keep going left, 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 left. Next thing you
Right.
know, it's too
Yeah.
far. It's beyond. Yep.
Yeah. I think the higher up you go, I think you get surrounded by more yes people because they don't want to let you down. Like I think Michael Jackson experienced that. I think he got so far up that people didn't want to tell him, "Hey, man, maybe you don't want to, do that." But let me keep moving on here. What's the best advice you guys received about the music industry that you think might help you moving forward?
You just got some name from the award show. Oh yeah. Okay, so that's true. Good point. Because I thank you for reminding me that. When I went to the Black Music Honors, whether it was the Whispers or whether it was Karen White or the new or Sherry Hilson or whoever was Drew Hill, whoever was giving their speech,
Yes.
when they got their award, they all said the same thing. They they all said that no matter what you do in this industry, don't let the industry change you. Because they said the industry, you can love the industry, but the industry won't love you back.
Right.
What they're basically saying is that don't lose yourself for the industry because it's basically not worth it. Always be you.
Yeah.
You know, don't lose who you are and what you bring to the table. Because at the end of the day, that's still what's going to matter. That's what has kept these legends being in the business as long as they have, because
Right.
they didn't. And I appreciate it. I was like, that's such good advice.
Yeah, that is good advice. Um, like I said, also in that in the remix of your latest hit, Friend Zone, I heard you rapping. Well, you rap pretty good.
Yeah, that was well.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I was okay. That was it, man. That's I could tell you good at that. You was feeling that, wasn't you?
Yeah. I try to put everything into any performance, and it's funny because that's like my brother said. I used to just be in rap groups and
Okay.
and then when people would be like, not a rap at school, and people would say, "Oh yeah, he can rap and everything." So then like the other rappers at school, they always wanted to challenge me, but I was never the type of person that would, because I was kind of laid back and
Yeah.
I wasn't like, starting stuff. Like I was just a cool, like laid back person, but I always found myself having to defend myself, and I would have to battle like almost every other day. Like, and I would win, and people couldn't believe it because I'm like, so, how do you?
You always want to test it out. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
But so when we was writing the Friend Zone, he asked me to do a rap on it. I was like, cool, yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. I've seen people try that before. It don't work out. So I'm glad y'all good know what y'all doing. Uh, what would be one of y'all favorite movies of all time?
One of mine is The Wiz.
Mm, good one. Good one. I like that movie. Yeah.
Michael Jackson, Diana Ross, Nipsey Russell, and
Yeah. Yeah.
Richard Pryor. They just had all the stars, and we love the music and the dancing and the choreography and the colors. It was just that was one of my favorites since I was a kid.
Okay. Yeah.
And I have to say later, one of my favorite movies of all time is Roll Bounce.
What was that? Roll Bounce?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that's a classic. That was a classic. Right. Oh man. Yeah, people don't give Bow Wow his props on that, but man, he did an excellent job in the movie. The other brother, what's the guy's name? The skater in there, the real guy wears shirts all the way down to his belly.
Oh yeah, Wesley Jonathan.
Yeah, he did a good job too.
Yeah.
I was impressed with all of them. I think one of my favorite movies. I don't know if you guys know this one, but it's called Coolie High. It was
you love that one too.
Okay, I didn't know, man.
That's up there too. That's up there. Yeah, that's it's so hard to say goodbye. Actually,
Yep, and that's right.
Was so inspired by the movie that they named their first album after that. Yeah. One of our friends. He's an older guy. He's also from Chicago. He reminds us a lot of Garrett Morris.
Really? Okay.
It's like spitting image, man. The way they carry themselves, the way they talk, everything.
Yeah.
That Chicago slang. I call him Garrett Morris all the time. He just laughs.
Wow. Okay. Final question I have you guys. Now you guys live in Ohio and you guys get a little snow up there. Are you guys comfortable with that? Are you gonna ever move away or is that home for life?
We would love to move.
Yeah, it's not home for life to me. It will always be home in my heart,
Yes.
but it won't have to be home like physically.
Yeah,
Right.
I love palm trees. I love the beaches and mountains,
Yeah. Yeah.
beautiful
Absolutely.
water, and just places with beautiful scenery. There's things about Ohio that's nice, especially Columbus. Columbus, very diverse city, very multicultural.
Okay.
It's kind of laid back here. We're the home of the Ohio State Buckeye.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah.
Every fall, like it's crazy here, man. I mean, from campus, game day, it's always great during football season.
Yeah. I remember
We're,
our guy from here, Greg Oden, came from here and went up there years ago. So he really liked it. So,
wasn't Mike Conley from
yeah,
Indiana?
yeah, they was partners. Yeah, they both from here. I think Mike might still be playing pro. He good, but Greg is Greg. So, but yeah, I
Yeah.
see him around every now and then. We talk every now and then. So he's doing all right. But all right, guys. Well, that's gonna go ahead and wrap it up for us. So go ahead and tell people again where your social or media footprints are again, and again about the upcoming concert, where they can find that again. One more time, for us, you don't mind.
Yeah, everybody check us out. Ingram Street on Facebook. And that's facebook.com/Ingram Street Music. You can follow us on our Instagram page. It's just simply Ingram Street, all one word. You can follow us there. And then our Twitter account is Ingram Street, followed by the number 2.
And our main website is ingramstreetmusic.com, and that's where you can go to get tickets to the show.
And that's the show, Ingram Street, with Philip Ingram from the R&B legendary group Switch. Sunday, August 21st at 7 p.m. Eastern. Matter of fact, if you get your ticket before the 15th, you will be eligible for winning a package, a party package. We're announcing the winners on the 15th. So everybody, you still have a chance to win. And even if you don't win, you got a great show lined up. So,
yes, definitely gonna be a good show. Looking forward to that. All right. Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and end the show by saying this. I once heard a famous person say, "You can be born once, but die 1,000 times. So live your best life as often as you can." On behalf of What's Up with the Ward Show, we thank you guys from Ingram Street for stopping by today, and have a good one, everybody. Peace.